It's the treasure hunt to end all treasure hunts that will see the unlikely allies of Spider-Man and Boomerang team up once again. All this and more in the pages of Amazing Spider-Man issue number 41. Let's hop on in together and find out what happens next, shall we? Well, now this is fun. As we begin this new arc, we're reminded that back during the Hunted storyline, Arcade and Kraven the Hunter had cloned a bunch of D-list Spider-Man villain known as Vermin. Now the swarm of vermin have taken over the New York sewer systems, which I'm sure has to be no small task considering how many things live in the New York sewer system in the Marvel Universe, and Spider-Man has been called in to clean it out. It's an uphill battle, but thankfully Spidey doesn't have to do it alone as he's assisted by new best friend forever, Boomerang. In fact, as Peter talks about in his internal monologue, he's pretty shocked too that him and Fred Myers grew so close over the last little bit, and that it might even speak volumes about how small his social circle actually is. This issue also does a good job picking up on a through line that we've been dealing with since issue 1 of this new Nick Spencer Spider-Man run, and that is why exactly the Kingpin, Wilson Fisk, the current mayor of New York, has it out for such a D-lister like Boomerang. As Fred explains, it's all actually deeply tied to the finale of the last Secret Empire event, which Spencer also wrote. Boomerang had become something of an overnight celebrity story, having claimed to have led several rebel factions against the Hydra forces, though no one can really claim for sure one way or another whether or not this is true. In fact, if you actually read Secret Empire, it's pretty clear that that didn't happen and that Fred had actually been shot in the head and killed by Hydra Punisher at the time, but the universe rewrit itself, so who even knows anymore. What is important though is at the height of his celebrity, a New York City clerk had come to Fred for help, saying that he was the only hope in dealing with this threat. See, it turns out this jumpy guy actually works for the city of New York as a clerk. His job is cataloging and keeping safe all the magical relics that fall into city hands after all the different superhero battles take place. One particularly powerful artifact this guy was looking after was the Lifeline tablet, a totally real piece of Spider-Man history that multiple different villains have been fighting over since the 60s, including the Kingpin. In fact, the clerk now fears that with Fisk as mayor, he's going to try and take the Lifeline tablet for himself and become immortal, or any number of things the Lifeline tablet can do, because it can actually do a lot. To keep the tablet out of evil hands, the clerk broke it up and hid it all over New York City. The Kingpin managed to get his hands on an incomplete map, and now the clerk fears for his very life, thinking it's only a matter of time before Kingpin sends his goons to collect him, which they absolutely do, but before the guy can go down in a blaze of glory, he casts a spell, magically giving the location of all the tablet pieces to Boomerang. The only problem is, well, Fred is an idiot, and the images of where the pieces are hidden only come to him in small visions. Boomerang never gave it much thought, but now considering that Peter Parker is his roommate and Spider-Man his brand new buddy, this seems like the perfect chance for a Goonies-style treasure hunt. Spider-Man and Boomerang spend the next couple weeks scouring the city, going to landmark after landmark, finding different pieces of the tablet. The last piece, though, you won't be surprised to find out is actually in the sewers. That, of course, being the very same place where Spider-Man and Boomerang ended up getting attacked by an army of vermin. Before our heroes can be torn to shreds, though, a loud noise like something out of Jurassic Park ends up spooking the clones as they all run off. It seems that the Kingpin isn't the only one after the Lifeline tablet. There are other, more unearthly forces looking for its power too, like Krakatoum, a weird electricity-based alien thing from Dan Slott's run that I'm sure many people already forgot, but who we are reintroduced as the comic comes to a close. And so that was Amazing Spider-Man issue number 41, everybody, and I gotta say, there's a lot to really enjoy here. I love the buddy cop dynamics that are being built here between Boomerang and Spider-Man. I like how fun and fancy-free this story is, especially in a sea of comic book storylines that take themselves too seriously. Especially in Spider-Man, it's nice that we can slow things down and have some fun. Nick Spencer also takes a chance to remind us of just how vast his Spider-Man knowledge is with deep cuts like the Lifeline tablet, which he even calls a deep cut through the mouth of Boomerang. Overall, I thought this one was just absolutely pleasant from start to finish, and I cannot wait to see where this story goes from here. I would give this one a much-deserved 8.5 out of 10.
Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cave Jewel, and if you're seeing me right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, which I am very appreciative of. It really helps drive engagement and retention and all that other good YouTube stuff. So does liking and commenting. Wink wink. If you like my content too, you should check out my Patreon page. We just redid all the tiers, so there's a ton of great rewards. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month, and well, it would just really help me out. It's never expected, but always appreciated. So until next time, everyone, I've been Cape Joel, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.